psychiatry was responsible for the 9/11 terrorist attacks as well as the Madrid train bombings. And horrible, if true. However, saying it makes about as much sense as saying the Smurfs did it, or the Care Bears, or the 7 Dwarfs, those dwarfy bastards. The Church of Scientology made the claim that psychiatrists were responsible for 9/11. They made this claim in an issue of Freedom magazine, and the article is online, on the internets, and I will link to it so you can see that I am not making this up. I will not attempt to refute the article because the points made in it are so incredibly laughable and ludicrous that to dignify them with a rational response would be thoroughly and completely immoral. I give it to you for the lulls, and for great justice, and for those occasions when someone asks you why you would dare attack a church, such a lovely and caring church. You can say, this is why. You can take a look at this. This is not a recent article, but I think it perfectly illustrates the character of the Church of Scientology. Paranoid and illogical. These are the types of simplistic answers that the Church provides its flock to the complex questions presented by life on this planet. Thousands of your fellow man barbecued by crazy psychotic terrorists? Well, here's some slick, evil propaganda that scapegoats an entire field of science. You have got to be kidding me. This organization is worthy of the selfless, intelligent, and kind souls that it ensnares? I say, fuck no! And consider this. When the smoke was rising from New York, Washington, D.C., and Madrid, someone in a Scientology building somewhere was thinking, how can we use this to promote our paranoid, fear-filled agenda? How can we interweave this, the dead bodies and the blood and the fire, with the Herbartian fantasy? That's sicker than a snuff film involving Richard Simmons and Barney the dinosaur. We've these complex questions that we as human beings must wrestle with, and Scientology offers up the equivalent of internet trolling. Putting out an article like this seems so much like trolling. Seriously, this church trolls the entire world, and in real life, too. It's disgusting, and frankly, I feel like I need a shower because I feel filthy just thinking about it. Seriously, Anonymous, you can say Scientology says the psychs did 9/11 and it's not trolling. Because it's true. They said it. It blows my mind. I never thought someone would actually give 9/11 truthers a run for their money when it comes to incredible, mind-blowing retardation. You know what really gets me about this? What really pisses me off and makes me want to punch Elmo from Sesame Street? And you know it's bad if you get so mad that you want to punch Elmo. Because honestly, who would want to do that? David Miscavige, probably, because he's mean. But seriously, folks, most of you probably know that saying that the psychs are responsible for 9/11 is stupid, illogical. It cannot stand. You can use your powers of reasoning to rip that proposition to shreds. However, big however, there are those that think this paranoid fantasy makes perfect sense. There are minds that have been so conditioned, so processed and molded by the hands of madmen that they think this crazy, diabolically insane article in Freedom magazine actually has credibility. And it would be comical if it weren't so goddamn sad. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be your mind on Scientology. They want a world free of insanity. And there they are, promoting it within the pages of their own publication. A mind that would accept that, defend that, is a mind that has been thoroughly and completely raped by L. Ron Hubbard and the organization that he dreamed up. And my heart breaks 1,000 times to know that there are those enslaved by these malignant, paranoid fantasies. It isn't right. That is all. Drive safe.